boys and girls, we've been practicing time for quite a while. We're going to be reviewing time this week, time to the 5 minutes. We're also going to learn about telling time as in the morning, in the evening. Is it a.m. or p.m.? Okay, let's look at the little boy. He says we have lunch at 1:10 p.m. We're going to learn what that means. All right, our standard tells us that I can tell and write time from analog and digital clocks to the nearest 5 minutes. And now I've highlighted our new part that we're going to add because we've been practicing using analog and digital clocks. We've practiced telling time on both and writing the time. Now we're going to practice using AM and PM with those clocks. All right, so who are these people? Yeah, who's that cute little blonde? It's Goldilocks. That's right. We have Goldilocks and the 3 bears. All right, when we tell a story, remember a story is in a certain order or sequence. You can also call that chronological order. It has a time that it happens. First, next, then last. All right, if you actually put a time to it, things that happen first are in the morning. And then things happen later in the afternoon and then the evening into the night. All right, we're going to learn that things that are in the morning are AM, and things that happen after lunch are PM. So let's look at Goldilocks. All right. The 3 bears left their porridge at what time? Let's read it. 9:45 a.m. What time did Goldilocks find it? 11:45 a.m. All right, the 3 bears come home and it's p.m. So it's after lunch. We'll talk about what time is after lunch. And at 12:45 p.m., what do they find? The chair is broken. Oh no, it's 7:45 p.m. Where's Goldilocks? She's asleep. Yes. Now it's 7:45 p.m. That's really late. Do you think maybe she's still at the 3 bears' house, or do you think maybe she went home by then? Well, we'll find out. Well, think about it, because you have got to figure out the difference in this time to know. So by the end of the week, when we look at our standard again, you'll be able to tell me, do you think she's still at their house, or do you think she's at her own house? We'll find out. That's our question to answer by the end of the week. All right, let's do some learning. My name is Emma. Tell Emma good morning. Good morning, Emma. Let's learn about AM and PM. We often think about times in the morning as AM times. Sometimes we use the phrase in the morning instead of AM. Emma says, I got up at 7:15 a.m. Look at the clock. Does it show 7:15 a.m.? The hour hand is on. The 7, where is your minute hand? On the 3. Let's count by 5s and find out. Get ready. 5, 10, 15, 7:15. Does it match Emma's time? Yes, it does. So if it's 7:50 a.m., it's in the morning. AM times come between, they start at 12 o'clock midnight and end just before 12 o'clock noon. All right, so 12 o'clock midnight, that means 12 o'clock in the middle of the night, until 12 o'clock lunchtime, It's a.m. So you're asleep at 12 a.m. When it gets all the way back around to 12 o'clock again, lunchtime 12 o'clock, it changes to 12 o'clock p.m. So one more time, 12 o'clock when you're asleep is 12 o'clock a.m. 12 o'clock lunchtime, like when we're at school, is p.m. So anytime between 12 o'clock a.m. when you're asleep, all the way through the morning up until 12 o'clock lunchtime is a.m. time. That's your morning time. So it even includes the time when you're sleeping between that time period. It says click the time to see what you are likely to be doing during these times. So 12 a.m. in the morning. All right, it's dark outside at 12 a.m. in the morning. Most people are sleeping. Boys and girls, at 12 a.m., you should be sleeping. 1 o'clock a.m., it's 1 hour after midnight. It's still very early in the morning. You should be sleeping still. 2 o'clock a.m. It's still very early and it's still dark outside. Guess what you're doing? You are probably still sleeping. 3 o'clock a.m. It is still very early in the morning. Some people work in the very early morning, but most people are sleeping. Guess what? Miss Fire's husband, Mr. Luke, works at Coca-Cola. And you know what? He's getting ready to go in at this time of the morning, but it's very dark, and Miss Spires is still sleeping at this time. 4 o'clock a.m. It is still very early in the morning. Your parents would not want you to be up this early. So it's still too early for you to be up. 5 o'clock a.m. It is still dark out, but some people who have to be at work very early are starting to get up. At 5 o'clock a.m., Miss Spire's alarm goes off and she is getting up to get ready for work. So I am at getting ready at 5 o'clock a.m. It's dark. I am, but most of you guys are still sleeping, I'm sure. All right, let's continue our timeline. 6 o'clock a.m. You may be starting to wake up, or you may be still sleeping. It can still be dark. It's according to the time of the year. 7 o'clock a.m. People might be having breakfast and getting ready for their day. All right, so it's just according. I am on the road ready for school at this time. 8 o'clock a.m. Many people are on their way to school or work. All right, the boys and girls who are at school, they're starting at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock a.m. The workday is starting for a lot of people. Guys, the sun is up well by now. You start seeing the sun about 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock you see the sun. 9 o'clock it's starting to be very sunny now. 10 o'clock a.m. Most people are doing their normal activities. They're working, doing their schoolwork, whatever they do all day. 11 o'clock a.m. It is 1 hour before noon. Some boys and girls are already eating lunch. Okay? Even some of your parents may already be taking a lunch break at 11 o'clock. in the morning. Most people sleep for a lot of the AM hours. So you noticed 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., maybe even 6 a.m. Most of you guys are asleep. Most of all of us are asleep. So we sleep a lot of the AM hours, right? All right, what time does your school start? All right, think about it. Remember, when you answer a time now, we're going to add AM or PM. If it's in the morning, we say it's what? AM. Yes, AM. All right. PM times start at 12 o'clock noon and end just before 12 o'clock midnight. During the week, I am at school at 12 o'clock p.m. All right, so when we get back to the 12 o'clock, we were at 11 o'clock a.m. When both hands are back up at the 12 during the daylight, we change to p.m. Lunchtime, 12 o'clock p.m. is afternoon.
Staff members, let me have your attention, please. Please have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Please be careful, and we'll see you on November 30th at 7:30 a.m. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Okay. All right. People call the time after 12 o'clock noon and before 6 o'clock p.m. afternoon. All right, so from lunchtime to 5 or 6 o'clock, we usually call that our afternoon time. All right, you wouldn't say 2 o'clock is nighttime, right? Or you wouldn't say 3 o'clock is nighttime or 4 o'clock is nighttime because it's not dark yet, right? We still see the light. So we normally say afternoon. When it starts to get dark outside, we say that is night. So the time where it's still daytime in the PM, we call it afternoon. And when it gets dark, we call it night. All right, so let's see what people are doing at different times. All right, 12 o'clock. A lot of people are having lunch. 1 o'clock p.m. It's an hour after noontime. If you're at school, you're back in class. 2 o'clock p.m. It's in the afternoon during the week. Most of you are still working or you're still doing schoolwork. 3 o'clock p.m. If you're in school, this is the time we get out of school and get ready for buses or car riders. All right, all of these times are considered afternoon. 4 p.m. All right, for a lot of people, work will be over soon. All right, if you're at home, you may be doing homework. 5 p.m. All right, many people start heading home from their jobs, so like grown-ups. Usually the kids are done with homework. They get to play a little bit. All right, people call the time from 8 to 9, the evening, and 8 or 9 to nighttime. So evening time or nighttime. You can say it either way. I could say that I'm going out for dinner this evening, right? Or you could say nighttime, either way. All right, at 6 o'clock, all right, it's considered evening now. Many people are eating dinner at this time. All right, maybe your family watches TV together. You can read or play games. Some of you may be even getting ready for bed. All right, 8 o'clock, Many children go to bed around this time. 9 o'clock. It's nighttime now. Alright, most children are already in bed. Sometimes the grown-ups are getting ready. Alright, many adults are going to bed by this time, especially if they go to work early. The children are usually asleep at 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock p.m. Alright, it's 1 hour before midnight. Most people are asleep. Alright, after 11 o'clock p.m., we go to 12 o'clock and we switch from p.m. back to a.m. Alright, we're going to stop there today and we'll do some practice with telling time to the 5 minutes. Alright, so you'll do some practice with telling time to the 5 minutes, and then we will do some more practice tomorrow with a.m. or p.m. before you actually do any practice yourself with it. Alright, work hard on those 5 minutes.